Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to show you a classic British pud, spotted dick with custard. So I'm doing this for Chrissy Wales, who requested spotted dick or a suet pudding. This is actually both of those, and it's an absolute classic. It's right up there with jam roly-poly in the lexicon of British puds with silly names, or, you know, indeed British dishes in general with silly names. But it's lovely. It's not actually stodgy, it's quite light. And the custard, I'm going to show you foolproof custard, but you will need a sous vide machine to do it with. But you've got one of those, haven't you? So no problem. Anyway, quite easy, quite delicious. Let's do it. Okay, ingredients for the spotted dick. I've got 200 grams of self-raising flour, 100 grams of shredded suet, 75 grams of caster sugar, powdered sugar, 100 grams of sultanas or currants, these are currants, and 125 ml of water, and also the zest of a lemon. So it's an interesting name for a dish, spotted dick. Your bits of dried fruit obviously are your spots, but nobody seems to know what your dick is or where it comes from. It's a shame. Now you want to mix all your dry ingredients together, so there's the flour, the sugar, the spots, and the suet. Give those a stir. Well, if you don't know what suet is, it's the hard fat that surrounds the kidneys in a beast, and yeah, can be a bit tricky to get sometimes. But and then just grate some zest in there. There's one zestless lemon. I'll just stir in the water. Now we're ready to cook the pud. Traditionally you would do it in a big pudding basin. Well, first of all, I don't have one and I don't want to do it that way. I'm going to do individual ones. So I've got these smaller sort of pudding basin shaped slightly things. And I'm just going to butter the inside of each one, and I'll pop some of the pudding mix into each one. I'm going to leave a good space at the top because it will expand during steaming. Now you just want to wrap each pud in foil, and that's quite tight. That basically is to keep the steam in and the water out. I've seen lots of recipes where they first of all cover the pud with greaseproof paper with a pleat folded in it, and then cover it with foil with another pleat and tie it with string and all kinds of messing about. But you only need to do that if you've got a pudding basin that's full to the top, because that pleat is needed for expansion. Touch wood. I hope this won't rise as much as that, so we won't need that expansion gap. Okay, so we're ready to cook the spotted dick. I've got them in a pan, and I've just got some water, hot water, and you fill it up to a level about 2 centimetres, about an inch below the top of the pots. And when that's boiling, well, in fact now, put the lid on and keep it bubbling away for about an hour, and then we'll check it. And if you're doing a bigger one, it might take as long as 2 hours to cook properly. Okay, bonus recipe, custard, English custard. I've got 120 ml of milk, 120 ml of cream, that's double cream, heavy cream, 60 grams of sugar, which has been infused with vanilla, and 3 egg yolks. You can use vanilla essence or a vanilla pod, but keep the pod and stick it in sugar after you've taken the seeds out, because it's wonderful. Now we need to separate the yolks from the whites. Chuck them in a bowl, just break them up a bit, and then we'll add the cream and the milk and the sugar. Whiz those together. The easiest way I know to make custard is to sous vide it, and you'll hate me for this if you haven't got a sous vide machine, but I do have a recipe for doing it the conventional way. So you need to heat your sous vide gadget to 82 degrees Celsius. Okay, now I'm just going to put the custard mix into a Ziploc bag, if I can get it open. Water's up to temperature, so we just pop the bag in and let the water squeeze the air out, and then seal it, and then we'll let that bubble away for 20 minutes. Alright, here's a pud, and just unwrap him and gentle press on the top. If it bounces back, that is cooked. And you can also stick a skewer in it. If it comes out dry, that is cooked. So, spotted dick, yay! Right, the custard's had its 20 minutes, so we'll take it out of the sous vide machine and we'll just give it a bit of a massage, and also a bit of a taste. Wow, yum. Let's see if we can get our spotted dick out of the tin. Easy peasy. And we'll just dribble over a bit of custard. And we'll have a bit of a taste. I can't tell you how good that is. It is very, very good. Wow. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you can get the full recipe on my website, KeefCooks.com, and there should be a link kicking around on the screen over there or down there. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Link. And talk to me. Leave comments, make requests, keep it civil and friendly or I will ban you. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.